welcome to Tigers, blah, 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 with me, Luke Flanagan, and co-host is Rich Walker.
Hello.
This is an in-person one,
Side by side.
side by side for the first time.
I don't know if I like it.
Yeah, so because we've got some time off this week, and before we go into tier 2,
Yeah.
um, whatever your feelings are about that, you have to just ignore them, I think. But it's not going to be really possible to do it more often than not, so we're testing some fancy equipment out.
Some very fancy equipment.
And yeah, so this should be an interesting episode.
It should be, yeah.
We never actually get to see each other. It's just like a phone call that ends up lasting about 3 hours.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I've ever spoken to another man so much without them being in the room in my adult life. It's like I usually avoid phone conversations. It's been very strange. I feel like I've got back into like a method of communication now that we've kind of outgrown.
Because it's through an app, does it count as a phone call? Or
I don't know. I don't want to think about it. I'm uncomfortable talking to people.
Fair enough. Right. Firstly, let's just go through the sponsors very quickly. So we've got Hull City Ladies, Danny Johnson kindly sponsors us, and they've got a game this Sunday, I believe.
How does one of the conditions of tier 2 is that it's excused from attending professional and
I'm not sure how that's going to affect it. It's the same with non-league, I guess, because lots of people are going to Elrose and Ferriby and all of that. They can't go to City, so I don't
it's
know.
got to be a concern for them, hasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
But that's another thing that's not been explained in great detail about the whole thing. So we will see how that pans out.
There hasn't been things not explained to us, has there?
Maybe a few.
They are supposed to be playing Sunday, 2 p.m. kickoff against Sheffield FC. I do know that
the oldest football club in the world, Sheffield FC. That Sheffield
I
FC.
think it's the women's version of that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, no.
So gates open 1 p.m. and tickets are available online. And kickoffs at 2. Now, as we say, I don't know necessarily if it is going to be discouraging people going, but they're still advertising it as though you can. So
it's just something I read on the Whole Daily Mail's website. But
it's an interesting point. Yeah.
So I won't comment on their reliability.
Well, the sport is fine. I think we'll go with that. Baz is a good lad.
Yes.
Baz is excellent.
Yeah.
But the normal stories you would get on Full Live, I don't know necessarily it's my taste. I think they put it like that.
I earned 20 grand working from home. This is how I did it.
Anyway, without falling into crude stereotypes, obviously we continue to support the City Ladies, and they got a draw against top of the league Nottingham Forest last week. They were 2-0 up as well.
Wow. Continuing without over-egging it, it's been a fairly decent start for them to the season.
Yeah, they had a win, a few draws. We've played some tough teams, so decent start.
Steady away.
We've also got fanhub _football, which it does say there's a pinned tweet at the minute from October the 26th, so that's very recent. And it talks about representing your club and giving them early access to fanhub apps, so have a check of that.
That's a very short repetition on that GIF they've got on there.
It is, isn't it?
It's a bit overwhelming, if I'm honest.
I'll move it down. There we go. And also we've got Patreons, so Danny Nicol, Ewan Jones, Adam Brown, Adam Alex O'Neill, Mike Hassan, and Aaron Bell, all of whom have won the mugs, and some of them have been delivered, some of them have been sent. So there we go. And
hopefully they're drinking from them as they listen.
Well, we got a picture. I know you're not on social media at the minute.
No, I logged in for 2 minutes during the Bristol Rovers game just because I wanted to see if I wasn't the only one who was having issues with iFollow, and I wasn't. So
that is the picture of Danny Nicol with his Tigers mug.
Oh, lovely.
So there we go.
Yeah, looking good.
Looking very good.
Yeah.
Excellent placement as there. The picture, so its logo's dead centre.
He's been a shill for a podcast mug before.
Definitely. So obviously what we're going to try and do at different points is have like extra episodes for those Patreons, so like Patreon only ones. Whether it's an interview or whether the Patreons are part of that episode or the stuff that we normally talk about, we'll save for the normal episode. We might do some. We've talked about ranking the summer signings and all of that sort of stuff. So we'll be in touch with those Patreons.
Just want to make sure there's some value for money.
Exactly. Because obviously now we've got the mugs out of the way, we could offer other stuff, but it's probably easier to get involved in the episodes and stuff.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I think everybody's gone through a lockdown getting rid of the tat, haven't they? So whether they want any
that's it.
more
Mm,
added to it, I don't know.
mugs from mugs.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are going to talk about two games today.
Hmm.
We are going to talk about firstly the Peterborough defeat,
Yes.
and then the Bristol Rovers victory in midweek.
Hmm.
So where should we start?
Well, I think with the Peterborough game, we what we're going to do is we're going to pick our good and bad points, but because we might not necessarily cover both games in enough depth if we just discuss them, you're good, you're bad.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Yeah.
gonna look at both and then kind of highlight what our good and bad things were from the games. So looking at the Peterborough game, I don't know how you felt about it, but it just kind of felt like a few issues that we've had so far in the season kind of came home to roost a little bit during that game.
I would say, well, I just saw Wilkes' chance there. I mean, sometimes that goes in, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah,
But
we had a few like that, didn't we?
we had the better of the play. I think we limited them to 2 shots, which they then scored from. That was the only thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they end up with 3 on target.
3 on target, scored from 2, and they had very few. They had about, I think we had 3 times the number of shots that they did. I know that doesn't count for anything at all because we didn't get the points, but it does suggest that it was a little bit smash and grab from them. But they'd call it a textbook away performance, wouldn't they?
I'm sure. Yeah, well, if we were on the other end of it, you would take
So
that.
I think we've done that to teams
Yeah.
previously, haven't
Yeah,
we?
definitely.
So there's not a lot. It's just we're just looking at the feed there, and that's Elder completely out of position. That's
Yeah.
one of the problems was lax defending.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean, the first half started off very well, didn't it? Before we get to the lax defending, it was
Yeah.
like we were on top of the game, really. And again, as we have been for most games this season, you're probably looking at it and thinking we should be maybe further ahead than we were going into the break.
That's what McCann had said yesterday.
Yeah, I'd agree with him on that. I think we looked sharp in a lot of our play. We looked like we were going to create opportunities, and we did have a number in the first half. Wilkes goal excluded, where you would think we really could have been ahead by more. But then half time comes, we scored, like I say, what is a really really good goal. As the way that they were able to work that, and Wilkes dropped off his man to find that little pocket of space and to be able to shoot. I thought he did very well. It was just that second half we didn't really respond to what Peterborough did to kind of change the game in their favour. I didn't think.
Yeah, I mean, I thought first half we were okay. I don't know about you, but
yeah, I was comfortable with it, considering they were a good side last year and they've been on a good run. I thought we looked like maybe on top of it might be overdoing it a little bit much, but
I think we certainly deserve to go in ahead.
Yeah, we were comfortable in the game. I felt.
Yeah. I mean, it's looking at the goal now. So Wilkes does well to. That's not the goal.
That's not the goal.
That was the chance we skied it over.
Yeah, similar.
It was a similar position, wasn't it?
Comes inside and McGuinness is on his back foot, isn't he? And
Yeah.
Just sort of holds it up.
Yeah.
And pops it off into him. Wilkes carries his run on, gets that pocket of space, and sticks it in the bottom corner.
Yeah. But it was just the tweak from them that made the big difference, I think, wasn't it? And then that did remind me. I know that we've had this before, where McCann's not really liked to talk about the previous season, but it did remind me a little bit of when you come up against a team that's going to be at the top, because Peterborough will be. I'm sure they'll be up in there, won't they?
They look like they had enough to. You would think they'll be one of the stronger teams this year.
He's looked at that and gone, we need to change it, and he did fairly quickly, and that's when they scored after that. So it was, I mean, and after that, ironically, I thought we'd played our sort of more pressurised football after we'd conceded the first goal.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, it was just, I mean, that tweak that they made was to kind of switch it to three at the back and to be able to get overloads in wide areas, which they did really well. We weren't able to adjust to cope with that. So their equaliser comes from them getting a man free out wide, and Lewis Potter isn't able to get out to him early enough to be able to stop the cross. And then you've got Jacob Greaves, who Clark Harris gets across for the header. You're probably looking at two things, but I think for me the biggest thing was the inability to stop the cross, because that was the pattern that was developing in the game, and it was that we didn't really get to grips with.
I think. Can you imagine our team with Clark Harris up front?
Well, I mean, he took that chance really well, didn't he?
He only had one chance, and he took it.
Yeah.
That sort of clinical kind of finishing is what you want. And I think Wilkes and McGuinness have done well this year. I think we have got a very unusual front three, I think, because we do have a centre forward that doesn't score an awful lot of goals, but allows other players to play a little bit more. That's the way that we've done that. When that's nullified, they were trying to lump it up, and it didn't work.
It wasn't sticking to him at all, was it?
It was Eaves came on after that.
Yeah, if anything, we looked a bigger threat at centre forward when Eaves came on, I thought.
Yeah. So we are going to get those games, though. We are going to get those games where we maybe do have the better of the play, but poor finishing is going to cost us. I thought Eaves could have scored with a header as well. That was kind of you could tell he's rusty. He hadn't been playing for a while.
He did quite well with it, I guess.
He got well to get into that position.
Yeah, it's a difficult chance. He had a couple actually, where he did quite well to put himself in goal scoring positions.
Yeah.
It's just he wasn't alone in it. Missing chances. I think I've made a note of it somewhere where we had Wilkes had a couple, Doherty had a couple, Smallwood had an effort saved.
Yeah.
So he wasn't alone in it, but it is something we can't keep giving teams soft chances and then not taking our own when they come along. I think we're not fortunate, because that maybe makes it sound like a bigger deal than it has been. But there will be games where that will be the story of the game, unless we're able to cut it out. And as it was on Saturday.
Did you have a good in the Peterborough game? We usually do a good, bad, and number. I'm not necessarily going to do the same kind of thing today, but did you think there was an outstanding kind of performer or somebody who played better than the rest against Peterborough?
Don't want to sound like a broken record, but I mean, George Honeyman I thought was good.
He was always trying to make things happen.
Yeah, I liked Wilkes and Richie Smallwood as well. I haven't really thought of one to highlight from that game. How about yourself?
I thought Honeyman was a standout player. I think he's very consistent this season, and I think you're always going to know what you're going to get if he continues that form.
Yeah,
he's definitely a very top League One player. This is his level, and he's very good at it.
It looks that way. One thing for me, I mean, skipping ahead a little bit to Bristol Rovers, he picked up a silly booking at Bristol Rovers, didn't he? And he's on 4 now.
Yeah, the one because he got booked in the cup, but they don't count, do they? Because he won more and he gets a 1-game ban, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's the other thing with Honeyman. He does love a booking.
I mean, if I remember right, the referee at Bristol Rovers wasn't particularly good.
I'm sure we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
But
I mean, not saying I didn't have a good to speak about.
No,
I didn't think City played badly.
No, I don't think they were terrible. I think they just weren't as on it as they have been, particularly like Rochdale. We really put them to the sword, didn't we?
It was just that little tweak that we didn't get to grips with.
Yeah.
And by the time we did it, it was kind of too late. We'd given Peterborough the platform to get back into the game.
Yeah.
But it was a very good performance, and McCann said it himself in his comments in a couple of his press opportunities now, that we will play better than that and lose.
Yeah.
Or we'll play worse than that and win. Sorry.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
So.
Yeah, sometimes the performance don't get the result, and that was a typical textbook example.
That was one of those, and it's going to happen over 46-game season.
Yeah.
But the aspects behind the performance that we maybe need to sort out are ones that they would have already been aware of. I think anyway, we do need to take our chances when they come, and that maybe you could say goes into the recruitment and the failure to really get hold of a proper number 9, somebody who's going to put the ball in the net with regularity, like you say, like Clark Harris type. We don't have somebody is that clinical.
I mean, it may be that now Eaves is back from injury, they are going to use him more. They're going to have to, because we have so many games.
Yeah.
You can't just play McGuinness for 40-odd games, because he won't be able to cope with it. No player would do.
I wouldn't have thought so.
I think after him scoring, I think it's a perfect opportunity to start Eaves at the weekend, because you've got another week before the next game, which is the FA Cup. So I think Eaves deserves a chance up there.
Yeah, I mean, particularly after McGuinness's horrendous error for, for
We can
Bristol
laugh
Rovers.
at it now because
We can laugh at it. We'll come on to that in a minute because I think my bad thing came from the Peterborough game. I don't know about yours.
Yeah, it did really.
But I wanted to.
It wasn't necessarily Elder, but
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that I'm like Callum Elder's been crap for 90 minutes.
He has had his games where he's been poor, but then he's been outstanding.
Yeah, I mean Fleetwood, he was. Yeah,
there's a lot of players that
less said about
he
that.
was really caught position in Fleetwood.
Yeah, he was.
But also like against Rochdale and against AFC Wimbledon, I thought he did really well.
Yeah, he was excellent. Rochdale particularly. I mean, we said about that, didn't we? But my bad thing was Elder's defending for what proved to be Peterborough's winner. I just thought it was unbelievably poor, really. I mean, to think that their goal came really from us losing the ball in their half of the pitch, like almost in their defensive third.
Yeah.
We turn it over and we're caught in transition, and a couple of passes see them at us. And Elder, rather than when the ball works its way out, was it Harris? No, it wasn't.
It was Dembele who scored.
Yeah, who put the ball in?
Oh, it was Lowe.
That's it. Yeah,
he did it completely. And then
well, he didn't even do him. Well, Elder did himself.
It was the run because he didn't. He was too tight.
Yeah, he got far too tight,
and then he just let him go by.
He's tried to nip in and nick the ball off his foot. Where really, because we're in transition, what he needs to do is hold him up on there, hold him up on the halfway line, and allow everybody else to recover.
Tactical foul is necessary there, even to let
I wouldn't even get that close to him. I'd stay goal side of him.
No, but if he's in that position, like if he is too close to him and he knows he's going to do that, he needs to take him out there.
Yeah,
he shouldn't have been that close. You're right. No. He should have just jockeyed him and slowed him down. But then, if he takes him out, it allows everyone to get back, breaks the chance up. It's just that little.
Yeah, but I mean, the trouble is he's got so tight that it's like once he has spun away from him, he's not allowed himself to recover and even to make that foul. So that was my bad thing. I just thought it was a naive piece of defending.
He was good though, that Lowe.
He was good. He was good, but I mean, in that instance, he was allowed to be.
Yeah, true. We didn't make it any easy. We didn't make it difficult for him.
No,
did we?
No.
Again,
there's still a lot.
He's a good player.
Yeah. There's still a lot to do once the ball goes across the goal or the edge of the penalty area, and they do get fortunate with the deflection that carried it in, but it's just a naive piece of defending for me to give him that space in behind you when you're in transition and you've got a back four that's exposed because of where we lost the ball. So that was my bad.
Yeah. I mean, if we go to the Bristol game quickly, it was bad to start with, wasn't it? We really we shot ourselves in the foot there, didn't we? It was just like, oh god, here we go again. It was echoes of last season because we conceded so early, and such a farcical goal, wasn't
it? Yeah, I don't swear very often on this.
No, usually you leave that for me.
Yeah, but it was fucking awful.
It was.
That first half, I did not like that first half.
It was fucking awful.
One bit. Yeah, just watching that was painful.
I think you sent me a text that said, "Oh fucking hell!" You know that bit from The Office where Brent finds out he's not going to get that extra speech again. Oh fucking hell! That's what it reminded me of. But it was that, wasn't it? It was like, oh, for God's sake, I thought we got rid of this shit.
Yeah.
It was comedy of errors, though.
It was.
It wasn't just one player you can blame this on, because I know a lot of people were going, "Oh, McGuinness is shit."
I think that's fair enough.
That particular player from McGuinness was awful, but he shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. Bert could have cleared it.
Doherty don't clear his lines from the corner. What he was doing there, I'm not entirely sure.
Probably Eden.
No, it wasn't one of his best games either.
He's been an ever-present though. He's going to be knackered.
Yeah.
I think he could do with having maybe a bit either come on from the bench or
maybe so. And with his goal, probably Regan Slater's.
I'd give Slater a go. I'd also give Eaves a go just to see how they fit into the.
He might have given him something to think about, but we've had multiple opportunities really to deal with the threat, if you can call it that, from a half-cleared corner.
Yeah.
So Doherty don't clear his lines, and then the ball's been worked back in towards our goal. Reece Burke doesn't shift his feet properly to make a clearance, makes a hash of it, and it somehow ends up pinging into Josh McGuinness, who is playing sweeper for some reason.
Like, we can laugh at it now because we won, and
like,
you look back and you just go, "What the fucking hell's going on there?"
Yeah, like
honestly,
a latter day like Rude Hullet for some reason.
Oh yeah, just played behind the defence.
Yeah, and just made an awful hash of it. 2 minutes in, and you're thinking,
it was like Tommy TP of a goal. As well,
yeah, it really was. It really was.
He just Tommied it right in the bottom corner. You're like, oh, we're playing fucking Gary Goals for Sunday League.
It might as well have been. I mean, the rest of the play wasn't brilliant, was it?
No, it wasn't. But obviously, after an awful start, we made triple substitution. This is one of the things I wanted to talk about, and you did as well.
Yeah, it's my good for the week.
It's not often that we used to talk about McCann in a positive light for substitutions, because we always used to say that he changed one person at a time and effectively didn't change the system where it needed to be changed. He changed personnel, and then that player had no effect because they were still marked out of the game or whatever.
Yeah.
This was very different, wasn't it?
Yeah, it felt that way. I mean, by the time he makes those changes, I felt like we were getting on top of the game anyway. Oh God.
So we have just watched Gary Goals score. Whoever he had, I don't fucking know who he is. Who scored for Bristol. I don't care, to be honest, who it was. I don't know. There's one fan there just clapping with a mask on. I don't know if it's a sub warming up or whatever.
It must be his staff.
Look at that.
But we've just seen that goal back, and it's just stopped me in my tracks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, we were already getting on top of the game in that second half, and probably just worse every time you watch it.
He puts through by McGuinness.
It just gets worse.
No, it's the wrong end.
Yeah.
Good assist.
Probably towards the end of the first half, we were, in the ascendancy. But my perception of it was so coloured by the first 25, 30 minutes where everything was rushed, it felt to me. There was no composure in our performance. So it was, we were getting on top of it. I felt like our front three didn't have particularly good first halves.
Yeah, I thought it was poor. Delican.
Yeah,
he started off really well, didn't he? That goal against Plymouth was excellent. But he looks like somebody who hasn't played football for an awful long while.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, we said last week that the book on him is that he's an inconsistent player anyway.
Yeah.
And having played well against Peterborough, I thought he didn't have a bad game.
No. No.
When he came in against Bristol Rovers, I didn't really think he did enough to justify getting the start.
No, and then obviously,
but that's you don't just want to focus on him, do you? Because McGuinness was poor. I didn't think Wilkes had a good first half.
No.
Very frustrating in the way that he can be, where he's a very head down player, doesn't look for opportunities to pass.
He does still have that in his game. He's got better though, hasn't he? He's dropping down a level has meant that he looks kind of.
Well, it probably means that the times where he does it are less costly.
Yeah.
And then of course, as we're seeing on the replay now, we
could have conceded just before half time.
Yeah, we'd sort of recovered within the game, last 10 minutes of the half, and then we nearly gave away another opportunity with their right on 2 minutes to play on the clock, probably something like that. Device slips.
I mean, they should take that chance there.
Yeah,
that was really that was a clear cut chance, and the Ingram's not really made to work in the end, is he?
No,
he's got down, but
no,
he's not. He's made it easy for him to save that, in my opinion. But obviously, then he brought Lewis Potter, Regan Slater, and Eaves on.
Yeah,
and that's the first time I think in a long while. I don't know. There was some stat knocking about, but there was one other time, I think, in the FA Cup, in recent times, where all 3 substitutions had scored.
Oh, okay.
There was an interesting stat that I can't remember exactly, but
a general City stat?
Yeah, a City stat.
Right.
Yeah. So there was 4 instances in City's history where all 3 substitutions had scored. One was in like 1908.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that one.
We remember that. But the other one was, I think it was early 2000s in the FA Cup.
Right.
But it's the first time, or one of the only times in City's history, where all 3 subs have actually scored.
Okay.
So
I think that was both of our goods for this week, wasn't it?
It was.
It was a standout. You just wanted to highlight the substitutions, but I thought
you wanted to highlight McCann.
I wanted to highlight McCann, because I think we can be critical of him.
I mean, Sometimes
and
it's justified, and sometimes we've
yeah,
said no, fair play. He's done well there.
yeah.
And
And I think we were maybe critical of him for the Peterborough game, where, like we said, he didn't really do enough to kind of alter things to prevent Peterborough getting that foothold in the game, and their little tweak getting players wide. He didn't really respond to it, but he was on the front foot for this one, and he made 3 attacking changes. I think where it left to me, I'd have been like Jose Mourinho said for Tottenham last night. Like I wanted to make 11 changes at half time.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't anybody who you would think was sticking their hand up and saying I've been playing well. So
I did just when we're talking about good, I did still want to talk about Lewis Potter's header.
yeah,
Because I mean, for such a little lad, he's got a powerful header on him and scores a lot of headers, doesn't he?
yeah. Yeah, McCann said that, hasn't he? He's better in the air than people give him credit for. But the ball in from Emmanuel was fantastic. He couldn't have put that in any better place. It was right on his forehead. He's still got a lot to do.
Yeah.
But
it's deliveries in the first half. Bloody hell.
I know, considering it was something that we said that we needed to work on and improve the quality.
Poor.
Yeah.
But it obviously that's the turning point of the match, really, wasn't it? Their heads went down.
The triple sub definitely was. It all came from there.
It's the way just like neck muscles it right in the corner, because that is perfect. The keeper anywhere else, the keeper saves.
Yeah.
Anywhere to the left, that's wide, isn't it?
It did feel like one of those goals as well, where it's like, okay, there's going to be more to come here, because at that point in the game we were comfortably on top, and we spoke about it before we started recording. Didn't really think an awful lot to Bristol Rovers.
No.
They were, fortunate to find themselves 1-0 up, but then didn't really cause too many other problems in the game. Everything we did seem to be.
You didn't really feel nervous second half, did you? Like,
not really. It was like
we did against Plymouth. You felt a bit nervous.
Yeah,
because we was only 1-0 up, and they did look like they could score, and there's all sorts of bodies on the line blocks where we're under the cosh. But it wasn't like that here, was it?
No, the opportunities that they had, we presented to them rather than the other way around. I thought.
Yeah, definitely. And I just personally want to, before we go to the next section, we'll have like 2 minutes, and then we have to switch it. But Eaves.
Yeah, I was pleased for him.
I was very pleased. He did make a little bit of it. I did still think he was going to miss. I was a bit nervous, but I was really delighted, really, that he got on the score sheet. I want to say the last time he scored for us was
February,
when we were in. Was that the last time he scored in the leagues? He scored in.
He scored at Rotherham, didn't he?
Scored at Rotherham, yeah.
Which wasn't in February. That was January.
That was
but
January.
His last goal was in February. I just can't remember who the opposition was off the top of my head. But yeah, I mean,
he only scored 4 in the league last year, didn't he? So
yeah, I'm still not. You'll never convince me that Middlesbrough goal was his.
No. Well, the Chef Wednesday one was, and that was very good.
Yeah. But I mean, he had a positive impact.
He did.
Running on him, great ball in for Regan Slater's, what proved to be the winner.
Yeah.
Good composure, and then probably more composed than any one of us was watching him finish his own goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, pleased for him. I think he's had a difficult start, so it's good for him to be coming on, making impacts in games, and it'll do him the world of good, because you can tell he's the kind of guy that just plays on the confidence he gets from goals.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so new section now. It's only a little one for now.
Brand spanking
new section with Anchor, which is what we record with. Apart from this other fancy equipment I've managed to get, we have the opportunity to use voice messages. So basically, on the Twitter, I put a link. You click on it, and then you can voice record what you think from the game, and we can use it in the episode the week after. So
it's a bit like Radio Humberside.
A little bit,
only without people who haven't watched the game coming in to tell Benzie what they thought. No, I didn't watch the game.
Did you watch the game today, Jeff? No, I didn't watch Benzie. I was cutting the grass and that, but yeah.
But it sounded like.
But it sounded absolutely shit. And I think that manager needs to go. That's usually how it is, isn't it?
It could have been right last season, though. So.
Yeah, that's true. They'll probably still say it now. I don't know. I haven't listened, because there's no coverage anymore, probably, is there?
No.
So, anyway,
We digress.
We digress as usual, which is
usual.
what we do with the podcast.
Yeah.
So we've had a few sent in. First time we've done this. So firstly, we've got Danny Nicol. This was his reaction after the Peterborough game. So we obviously hadn't done this again after the Bristol one. It's difficult when there's 2 games in a week in it, but this was after the defeat. So we'll go with Danny first, and he had this to say.
Feel for the lads today. We should have come away with all 3 points, in my opinion. We had massive amount of possession throughout the whole game. We played some brilliant football. Just a lack in concentration gives them the equaliser, and we didn't take our chances. Never mind, on to Tuesday, we'll go again.
Right, so there we go. Now, I think really that was kind of echoing some of what we were saying, wasn't it? Not taking our chances being the main one, I think. And actually, I think I agree with what you said. We did play much better in the second half, and it was really ironic that we couldn't score, but we played the better football in the second half. We also had Lee Walker. He had this to say.
Thought we deserved something from the game yesterday, at least a draw. But 18 points from the first 8 games, can't complain at all. On another day, the chances might have gone in. Up the Tigers.
There we go, very positive. Yeah. This is not like Radio Beside, is it?
No, it's not.
This is like Radio Beside in an alternate reality where. So cheers, Danny and Lee, for that. And then we've got this. This next one was a guest on our podcast after the Wigan game because it's gone viral, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Old Grandpa Joe. He's still going. He's doing all his previews and his reviews and everything
still
else.
Still going in his old age.
Still going in his old age.
In his dotage.
I'm not sure how old Joe is.
He's not an old man. He's definitely not a grandpa.
He's definitely not. But maybe he just moans like the grandpa. Maybe that's where the nickname comes from. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be.
It's like he's an old set in his ways, moaning. Yeah. You'll have to tell us, Joe, like, where does that name come from? And how old actually are you? Because we still don't know. But anyway, he had this to say. This is slightly longer.
Okay.
This could be like he's on his YouTube videos, but it's always entertaining anyway. So Joe had this to say after Peterborough.
Well, I think we were a bit unlucky in that one. We played well first half. It was a very even game, but quite scrappy at the same time. Scored the goal. And we needed to take the chances, but we didn't. That's been the problem this season. We've had to cling on to games because we've not taken chances. Got unlucky with the deflection. We deserved something from the game. But I really do think that we could have done with someone like a Clark Harris in this team who can just finish chances very easily every week, consistently. I've been old Grandpa Joe. See you later. Bye-bye.
Brilliant. I love him. He's great.
It's such a Mick Foley cheap pop.
Actually, without really planning that, he's kind of said what we were talking about having somebody like Clark
exactly.
Harris. He is right in what he says. Because he needed one chance, didn't he? And he scored. That was it. He didn't really have a sniff after that, did he, Clark Harris?
Not that I remember.
Anyway, that was enjoyable. First few listeners to be featured on the show. So if you want to do that after the game against Swindon, which we will talk about very shortly after our numbers, we will put the link up on the socials. And if you want to get involved, then just send us a message. It goes straight to our cloud, and then we can use it the week after.
Yeah, it's good to hear from people.
Good to hear from people. Yeah. Always positive there as well. All of them. None of us were slagging anybody off.
Yeah.
We were just saying should be better. That's all right.
Yeah.
There's no negative Nellies that ring into Radio Beside.
If negativity is justified, I'm all about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But it's not when you've not watched the game.
No.
Well, it's bloody shocking, isn't it?
What was the expression that Bernsey said in Rich Gardner's book? Somebody was so excited when they rang in to Radio Humberside that they were going home 4 Yorkshire puddings and a wank or something like that.
One of the things that you've just reminded me, because obviously we had Rich Gardner on at the start of the season to talk about, City, but obviously his book as well, Decade, which is excellent read. If you have the chance, you should pick it up if you've not read it already. He's obviously got behind the Chillo thing at the minute, which we probably should.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that.
Which we probably should kind of mention now because there's a nice link into it. Obviously, there's been all sorts on social media. It was Fran Wagstaff, wasn't it, who originally put the GoFundMe stuff up.
Yes.
And this makes it nice to be a City fan with this because the reaction's been excellent, hasn't it?
It's one of those things where the good news stories that have come out of the club in recent years have really been fan driven.
Definitely.
And not to say that Chris Chilton's family having to appeal for the funds to support his care is a good news story, but the response to it has been really encouraging, I think, and it's great to see the community in which Chris Chilton has made his life and had such an impact, scoring 222 goals for Hull City. Which is something that's not going to be surpassed in our lifetimes. I wouldn't have thought. It's great to see that people still have that affection for him and are still willing to come out and do the bit at a time in his life where he needs that help. I think it's a really good thing to see. And of course, credit to the club as well, because they've got around it. They're launching a new limited edition range of leisure wear, I think.
Yes.
The 222 collection.
Club, yeah. I did. Obviously, it's probably good we'll wait until now because Rich Garden messaged me, as he did with lots of other people who kind of are active on social media with City.
Yeah.
And he said that this is going up. Please share it. Let's try and get as much money for Chillo as we can. I'm also going to try and talk to the club about it.
Right.
And I'm not sure who it was who's talked to the club because obviously the way like Grant McCann, for example, banged in £100, didn't he?
I don't know. I've not seen it.
Yeah. So when you see the donors.
Okay.
So when obviously I went to donate, and when I'd done mine, above mine, just like afterwards was Grant McCann with £100.
Yeah.
And obviously he's got no real ties to Chillo, and he's obviously ambassador of the club, so it's fair play for doing that. But there were talks with the club going on for a couple of days, and then obviously Richard said there is something coming, but I have to not mention it because it's very much under wraps until they announce it. And then that was yesterday that came out, wasn't it?
So that'll be something I'll be supporting. I haven't made a donation yet, but I will be because I know that Chris Chilton was always my dad's favourite player.
Yeah.
He always told me that he was the player that he wanted to be in the playground.
Well, you can't say much better than that.
No.
There you go.
So I'll be
comes with it's both called Chris, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that probably had a little bit to do with it. You know what kids are like.
Good lad. So obviously that's it. It's not necessarily a positive news story, as you say, because he's having to make he's in that position where he needs the help with the funding,
having to endure horrendous bad health, and your thoughts go out to his family because it's an awful thing to have to watch somebody go through. But at the same time, it must be really
uplifting to see.
It must be to see the community.
Because we're at over 26,000 now, isn't it?
27,776 as we speak.
And within 2 hours of being launched, it was over like $4,000 or something. It's absolutely
an amazing response,
especially in a time where people are strapped.
Yeah.
Because I know Rich Gardam had said, even if you can't donate, share it, make sure the people can see it. It wasn't necessarily everybody should donate, but I think everybody thinks that this is a good cause and this is something that people should get behind. So
yeah, I fully agree with that.
So that's again not necessarily a positive story, but an overwhelming positive support and reaction from something that's not necessarily positive.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing to mention. Yeah. If we just go on to our numbers, your number was?
My number's 4, which is not for the 4 Yorkshire puddings and a wank.
And I said, was it the amount of stone overweight that ref was against Bristol Rovers? Capital D over there.
No, it wasn't him. It wasn't about him. I didn't want to give him any more attention than he seemed to want to give himself.
Frick.
God, League One referees. Didn't you
God,
miss
we're going to have to get used to this, aren't we? Because they are fucking shocking.
Yeah, it was horrendous. But no, the 4 refers to the number of times under Grant McCann that we have conceded the first goal and yet gone on to win. So only 4 times we've done that, which of course we did against Bristol Rovers in the midweek.
Yep.
Definitely reason to celebrate that. We have, if anybody's interested, conceded the first goal under Grant McCann a total of 32 times.
Wow. And not many of them are this season, to be fair. Because,
no.
We've done pretty well up to now.
Yeah, we have, but just to give that some context, that 4 come from behind win, it's hard earned. so I just hope everyone enjoyed that second half as much as I did.
I did too.
32 times is a
Good
lot.
God. It really is. Now, I was going to talk about it's 40%. 40 was my number.
40 is your number.
And that was the amount of goals that we've actually scored in the last kind of 20 minutes of the game.
40% of our goals
have been scored. Sorry, have been scored in the last 20 minutes of the game.
Wow.
According to footystats.org.
Okay.
So it shows that even if we don't particularly, I think it's particularly with the Bristol goals, we saw this in midweek, didn't we? If we've had a crap start, we're not that team that starts shit and gets shitter, like we were talking about off air. When he's changed it, it's had positive impact, so we've ended up scoring later on. And I just think that the City team that we're looking at this year, you can't really. I mean, obviously we've got a clip from like Tom Eaves coming up as well, and when he was in with the club talking pre-Swindon game, he was talking about how it's definitely a different kind of atmosphere that they've got now, because it's so difficult, isn't it, when you're in that kind of negative run of results, which we were used to seeing last season. And if your head's down, you're then not going to get back into the game, and that's what we saw all the time. We're actually seeing this season a lot more kind of positive play, and if it's not working, the kind of changing.
Yeah. I mean, options is a big thing in that, isn't it?
Yeah,
we've got people off the bench that can do damage.
The other one we've not talked about for a long time is Thomas Meyer, because he's going to have to be featuring at some point.
At some point, yeah. James Scott coming back in from injury as
well.
I
know he's back in training, isn't he?
I think he was one of the unused players from the game on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
He made the trip but didn't make the squad.
He definitely needs to be given a chance, and I think maybe, again, we're saying this with the amount of games that we've got. I know we've not got the Accrington game now because it's been called off because of COVID. So we don't have a game Tuesday. The next game we have is the FA Cup, and it's Fleetwood again. At least we won't have Captain Pugwash to listen to, because the goal music, they don't play goal music in City.
No, fortunately.
They do still at Fleetwood, but it may be a very different squad there, because I don't know how much he's going to prioritise the FA.
I would imagine it'd be used an opportunity to get
an EFL trophy kind of squad.
Maybe not that far. I don't know if he'll go as young as he did in the EFL trophy, but I think there are players in the first team and who have been on the bench and left out of squads that need the minutes in the legs, so I can see him rotating it.
I think Meyer would be a fair to start that one.
Yeah.
For example.
Yeah.
And you're probably going to have Slater used a lot more.
Alfie Jones will come in.
Jones. Yeah. You probably have. I know Greaves one, even if the squad wasn't.
No, I'd imagine he'd play.
I think he'd come back in, and you might see Brandon Fleming come in for
Possibly,
Elder. I don't know, but obviously we've got Swindon to look forward to first. They haven't played in a while.
No, the last two games have been postponed for coronavirus, haven't they?
Yeah, they started the season well. I think they got 2 wins, and then they've just been crap since.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if it's to do with injuries or
I think
they've come up from League 2, haven't they?
They won League 2 as much as you can win League 2 last year. I think there's always going to be an asterisk next to teams' final positions, in League 1 and League 2 last season.
Game, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I say that without intending any disrespect, but that's the way I see it, is that you can never fully know how it would have panned out. But whatever they've decided, that Swindon have done enough to be, awarded the League 2 championship. But they've come up, and I think one of the things that a lot of people won't realise is that they have lost 3 players who contributed a lot of goals. They've lost Owen Doyle, Jerry Yates, and Keshi Anderson, if I can read my own handwriting.
Owen Doyle's a big one there.
Yeah, he's gone to Bolton, but between them, those 3 players scored 44 goals for Swindon last season, which any team to lose that number of goals out of you,
especially when you're going up a division, that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. So to lose that, I mean, it's a big ask stepping up. As we've said, and we've seen down the years as City fans, there's not necessarily the biggest gap between League 2 and League 1, but if you're losing players of that quality and with that goal return, you are going to struggle. But one thing that they have done, they've played, I think, 4 games at home and they've won 2 of them.
Yeah,
and lost lost the other two. So
it's fairly inconsistent, but can turn up on their day.
Yeah. But again, I mean, feeding into the unknown is, like you say, the fact that they've not played for 2 weeks. They've probably not been able to train. Who knows what players they'll have available to them when they do come back on the pitch. But Swindon, we haven't won there. 5 of our last 7 meetings, and haven't won at the county ground since 1990.
Because soon after that they went up to the Premier League, didn't they? I remember they were.
They were in the Premier League.
2 or 3 years later, weren't
Glenn
they?
Hoddle, player manager and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we haven't played them since 2005. So how much you can say, like, we've not won there in 30 years, I'm not entirely sure that's relevant.
It's half the time you've not even been in the same league or even met in cups, have you? So.
No, it's one of those things that you seem to get in the difference in coverage at this level. Whereas if you're in the Premier League or the Championship, match previews tend to focus more on how the games have actually been.
Yeah.
But if you're in the lower leagues, it's like
when they're last met.
Yeah, this silly stat. It's just like, I can't be asked to look into this.
Yeah.
I'm just filing a report.
Well, I think it was linked to what we said last week. Remember we talked about every single League One manager that we beat says the same thing.
Yeah.
And that was the same with Bristol Rovers.
I know. Yeah.
Don't think they deserve to win the game. What?
Yeah.
You didn't deserve to win it. We were shit at the first half, but Jesus Christ, you're terrible.
Yeah, at least we improved within the game.
Slightly.
Yeah. But I mean, it's what, Swindon 22nd.
Yeah.
So it's one that really you should be thinking we would come away with a win. They've not.
They have played 3 games less than we have.
They have.
But again, that's
the
cancellation.
But I mean, we can only go on what we know. They've lost the last 5. All right, that includes a game in the EFL Trophy.
Yeah. And how much we judge on that is we've only had 1 game in that ourselves because of the Grimsby postponement.
Yeah. But so they're not in the best of form. We're doing, we're steady away. Probably better than steady away, actually. So for me, it's something I would expect us to be coming out on the right side of.
Definitely. There's also a first. I had the opportunity to ask Tom Eaves a question in the pre-match press conference yesterday.
Do you use conditioner, Tom?
I didn't ask that.
A missed opportunity.
What particular brand of shampoo do you frequent, sir?
Is it Timothy?
Is it Pan 10? No, I asked him.
Prosy, mate.
I basically asked him what the atmosphere in the dressing room is like now compared to, because obviously he's one of the players that was there last season in the awful form that we had. And this is what he had to say about that.
I would say, obviously after pre-season, you get sort of fresh faces in the group, which definitely changes the environment. People leave, people come and go, and whether good or bad, bringing new faces and changes an environment. And people we brought in have changed the environment. I'll put that down to a lot of, the recruitment's been great. And again, I just think it's nice to be in a team that's winning. It makes such a difference when you win games and then you come into work that week, as opposed to losing the game and then you come into work. Unfortunately, when you're losing 1 or 2, 3 games on the bounce, it's hard to get out of that rut. It is hard. So, in terms of this season, how's the atmosphere different? I just think probably a collaboration of new faces, results going our way, and it sounds cheesy, as cliche as anything, but just being positive.
So, spoke quite well.
Yeah.
And I know he's done some stuff with the City website as well. That if you want to check that out.
Yeah, that did make me laugh. There was a couple of jokes in there where somebody asked him, the guy interviewing asked him, what it was going to be like going down to Wiltshire.
Yeah.
And Tom Eaves was like, well, it's going to be difficult just getting down to Middle Earth in the first place. I was like, what is he on about? Oh, Wiltshire, the Shire.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know when I'd seen McCann talk, he was talking about last time they went to Bristol last season. Bristol City, they flew.
Right.
And then
won't be able to do that this year, I assume.
Obviously, this week they went in coaches, and he was talking about that it has to be separate coaches, management and staff can't be in the same coach, like players and then staff are separate coaches completely.
Yeah, logistically, it sounds like a bit of a nightmare.
So we're talking about that, and this this Tom Eaves, how was the journey back? Because usually when you win, like the coach is bouncing, isn't it? And he just basically said it was long. It was really, really long. So it was like first, half an hour to an hour, everyone's proper buzzing, and then it's just like, Jesus Christ, this is a long way away. So it was like 6-hour coach journey or whatever after a night game. It's not what you want, is it?
It's not ideal.
So obviously, this should be a game we should be winning.
I think so. Yeah.
I just hope they turn up with the second half attitude from the Bristol game rather than the first and start strong.
Yeah. I mean, they're still learning together at this level, aren't they? So hopefully, as McCann said it himself, that this team's going to get better. Hopefully, we will see that them start to cut those defensive errors out and start to really put teams away when they've got the opportunity.
Yeah.
Starting on Saturday.
So, don't think there was A or B, was there?
No, I was just going to say about the Chris Chilton stuff, but we've spoken about that. So, just the last reminder, if you can, go and donate. I will be doing so.
Yes, I have done so. Let's try and get to 30 grand, I suppose, because that's the next big milestone, isn't it, for the fund. We've obviously with Anchor, we've got stats of who listens in what country. The top 5, it changes each time. It only actually shows you 20, just so you know this.
Okay.
Shows you 20, but the top 5 currently is obviously UK, then the US, then Ireland,
right,
then Norway, then Australia. That's our top 5 countries of listeners in that order.
Great.
So there you go.
Still waiting for Chad.
Well, fingers crossed Chad comes in. It will at some point. Surely there's at least one City fan in chat.
Yeah. If you know anybody at the Chad Tourism Board, tell them to get in touch.
And obviously we've got one game to look forward to, and then it's FA Cup, so we'll probably talk about that next week.
Yes.
We can slag off Joey Barton again, and that meme could do the rounds again. Joey Barton's a shithouse bastard, changed my mind. So there we go. So this is the first time we've been doing this in person, so enjoyable with the new microphone set up there, Rich? Or
yeah, a bit weird having to look at you, to be fair.
Well, I'd echo your sentiments. I'll throw that right back in your face. Obviously, next week may not be the same as this.
No.
It's work schedules and government regulations and what they are. But we will certainly be recording next week and hopefully have a win to talk about. So, until then, Forza.
Forza.
See ya.